HIV, as we just heard, is a killer disease. Every 10 seconds, someone dies from its fatal consequence, AIDS. I want you to look at the person sitting right of you. And now please have a quick look at the person sitting on your left. In the short time that I'm up on this stage, it might have hit those two and yourself. Well, actually no, that's not true. Because even if you are living with the virus, you won't die from it. HIV is now a treatable illness, very much like diabetes. You are so happy to reside in a country that takes care of your health care. But no one on this earth should die of AIDS anymore. Still, we face millions of deaths every year, and every single one of them is every little more cruel and more painful because the means were there to prevent it. Today, we have the power to end AIDS. To do so, we need to take the next step. The fight against AIDS is very much a question of more money, but it's also a question of attention. The problem is, everybody wants our money and everybody wants our attention. So how do we give the HIV movement the push it needs? Back in 2010, Philip, an old friend of mine, stopped to visit in Berlin. We went for a drink, and as the evening grew late, he told me about this crazy idea he and his colleagues had. .hiv, a domain ending as a global AIDS awareness campaign. Philip is a calm guy, and his story was no sales pitch, but so full of excitement and so full of opportunity that it didn't let me sleep for 3 nights in a row. On day 4, I knew I wanted to see this happen, and I wanted to be a part of it. It's often small moments that change the course of our lives and that make all the difference. I call them moments of truth, and this was my first one. To end AIDS, we have to achieve something that is different from standard charitable giving and different from classic awareness campaigns. The question is, can we make the fight against AIDS a daily practice in our now digital lives? Can we even embed it in the DNA of the internet? My second moment of truth was again 2 years later. It was in Washington, D.C., where I was attending the International AIDS Conference. This conference is the bi-yearly epicenter of the HIV world, with over 25,000 participants. We were making big steps with .hiv at that time, and I felt at the right place at the right moment. And then there was Debbie McMillan. Debbie is what is called high risk in HIV world. She's African-American, she's transgender, she's a former sex worker and a former drug user. She also was, and still is, the best speaker I've ever listened to. Debbie McMillan gave me an enormous gift. Her talk turned me into an activist. Her story, but also her beauty, her wit and her pride changed me. Since that day, I no longer only think .hiv. I feel it with all of my heart. So, how does .hiv work? I want you to think about your grocery store for a moment, the one you visit regularly. Imagine if that store changed something and upgraded one of its entry doors. So from that moment on, and each time you visit the store through that door, you would trigger a small donation to charity. Wouldn't that be great? So now let's switch from the offline to the online world. Domains are like doors to websites. They have 2 elements, the domain name and the domain ending. The domain ending until now had only very reduced meaning, .com for company, .de for Germany. This is about to change. Better domain endings are coming to the web, offering broader choices to website owners. And here is the best one, .hiv. It is the only domain ending and the first one on the globe designed exclusively for a social cause. Every single domain .hiv address on the web raises awareness, and every click on a .hiv site triggers a small donation to fight AIDS. It's really easy to use. You get a .hiv domain from 13 euros a month. Just pick the same name as in the .com address you already use and redirect your visitors of example.hiv to example.com. So here it is again, the upgraded entrance to your grocery store. Same website, 2 domain doors, and only one .hiv triggers a donation. Which one will you choose? My third moment of truth is again 2 years later. It is here and now. It's 10 days ago that we started global sales of .hiv domain names. And with BMW.hiv, Amazon.hiv, Cure.hiv, Pause.hiv, and Chanel.hiv already registered and over 10,000 clicks on .hiv sites, it starts to sink in that Philip's crazy idea became a reality. For .hiv, I quit my PhD, I quit my job. I dedicated my whole life over the last 4 years to this project. And I've traveled so many miles that they would let me go around the globe more than 4 times to see this happen. I can't tell you how happy I am to be finally able to present that to you. From now on, every single domain sold and every click on a .hiv site counts. This is why I want to ask you for your moment for .hiv. Buy a domain, surf on the sites. Make clickforlife.hiv the homepage of your browser. Tell your friends, and more importantly, your boss about this. Get your company a .hiv site and promote it. Use your own very special stage and your personal network to spread the word. Don't forget to hashtag .hiv and to send your followers in our direction. Together, we will start a new digital movement. So this is my third moment of truth. Please allow me a second to keep it safe. Can you please say cheese, everyone? Thank you so much.